All right, so it's Friday about 6 o'clock in the morning, and decided to go ahead and come up here and try to get to work on this thing. So what's left on it is I've got to change the injector connectors from EV1 to EV6, and then I have to extend the map connector because on the LS6 it was in the very back of the intake. Back then they had them all the way back here, and then on the LS3 intake it's all the way up here. So I bought an adapter harness, but didn't quite think about the difference in location. The pigtail I bought is to plug into the normal map sensor and then adapt it to the plug of the later model one. So on a Trailblazer it's up here, so it's not as far away. I didn't think about the logistics of that when I got the harness. I was just thinking the correct plug, so I'm gonna have to cut it and extend the wires to make it plug in back here. So those are the last things I got to do on that. The headers are on, bolted up. The clutch is in, the LS7 throttle bearing, the Tick Performance little clutch hose that goes from the master to from the slave to the master is in. So I drained the fluid in the transmission. It looked absolutely horrible, of course. I mean, it's probably the original 20-year-old fluid. So I drained it out of here, put some nice fresh fluid in it, and was looking around online what to use, and it says on there, so it says use Dextron only. So there were a lot of these, that synchro mesh they had, everybody was crazy about synchro mesh, which was back then was like $15 a quart. So from digging around online and all, it seems like the Dextron was the best choice, so that's what I had, and that's what I used. So then on the LS7 slave cylinder, the bleed valve on it, for it's like this long, and then the Cadillac one's like this long. So I'm glad I saw that before I put the transmission in. So I swapped it out. Here's the little hose, the Tick Performance hose. For that, got it in. Got the O2s in, the new trans mount in, the new shifter in. I've got to bolt it up in the car. Now the two bolts come from the top, and then back here I got the bushing out. You can see where I drilled it out. I drilled the bushing out, and then if you cut it, then it splits it and it loses its press fit, and then it literally just falls out. So I got that out, drove the new bushing in last night before I had to go to practice with the children for baseball. So I got that bushing in up there. I got to finish bolting the rear end in, and then about to drop the cradle and then work on the cradle bushings. And once I get the cradle bushings done, then I'll hang the drive shaft. I got my JXB thing dirty. So I got this thing on there, and it's pretty simple. You basically just cut the old one off, split the metal, and then take a razor blade and cut the rubber off down to the small part, and then put your inserts in and then pull it together evenly. So I may have to adjust it once I get it in the car, but I really like this piece. I think it's a pretty good idea, and I like the fact that you don't have to take the drive shaft apart to put it on there. You just put these inserts in and tighten these two bolts up, and then it pulls it all together, and then you got a good center support. So So that's that. I'll get the drive shaft back in and then hang our exhaust under it. So here's our exhaust. These are little muffler things, I guess. I don't know if you can see in them or not, but I don't know. They came with the headers and looked like they may muffle something, so I decided to use them. X-pipe, again, if it's too loud, I'm going to take the X-pipe out and put a muffler like I used on the Trailblazer on there. And then we got these are the Flowmaster FX mufflers. They're straight through. They're similar to the Jones mufflers I like. And they're also just a straight through muffler and, you know, perforated tube with pack. So, and then I modified these tips. These are those hooker tips that was on that exhaust system I got in Daytona. So they were like really long. So I modified those, cut them down, sectioned them, and then redid them. So I think they turned out decent. A lot better than just the ends of the mufflers hanging out under the car. So I'm excited to see what it sounds like with that. So been working on this, trying to get this together. Monday was dyno day, or train wreck, however you want to call it. And then Tuesday I worked on trying to finish the back half of this exhaust up. And I was on the phone trying to figure out about the Trailblazer with the transmission. I really don't remember what all else I did. I can't remember. I know I was trying to get as much progress on this as I could. And then Wednesday I went and bought another truck and then got it home and again worked on the exhaust, try to finish it up, get it finished welded. And then I think that's when my clutch thing came in. So then yesterday I was trying to got the clutch in and got the belt housing on, and then my wife sent me a picture of a truck and said the lady's trying to sell this truck. It's $300. Do you want it? And she said, oh, and it runs and drives. I was like, I'm on the way. So Josh was over here, so we dropped everything and went and got that thing. We drove out there with the truck and trailer. We get out there, and she reaches over, grabs the key, fires right up, and we drove it home. So it's dark outside, or I would show you, but it's a 92 2500 regular cab long bed, and it's the weirdest configuration I've ever seen. It has a V6 in it. It looks to be a 4L60, a 14 bolt rear end, 6 lug, and it says 2500 on both doors. The dash is in excellent shape. It does have a crack or two, but it's pretty good for a 92. But I don't know, I hate that body style truck, but for some reason I really like this truck. I don't know why, but the other truck I bought was Michael had bought it in like November of last year or something, and it's a regular cab short bed step side truck actually, and he had taken it all apart, and he just kept asking me to buy it from him, and he was twisting my arm to buy it, and so again I was like, well, I guess I'll buy it. So I bought that Wednesday and then bought another. So I'm gonna try not to buy another truck today and try to get my Cadillac back together. So that's what I need to focus on. I can't be buying another truck. But anyway, so with the new trucks, we need engines, right? So the white truck was a V8 truck, and it had it's power window V8 truck. So it's a pretty neat little truck, very good, clean, straight truck. I'm really excited about it, and I was actually the one that was trying to talk Michael into selling it to me. So, but he's kind of like the rest of us. He had already gotten into more projects, than he knew what to do with. So his mama wanted it out of the front of the dyno. So anyway, it's gonna be a fun little project. I'm excited about it. Probably gonna put this engine in it, the LS6. So we'll do the LS6 in there. Michael had a transmission that he had a WS6 Trans Am or something, and had basically had a 4L60 built for it, and I needed to put the valve body and all that on. So I'll probably finish putting that together and put it with this thing, and then we'll put it in a white truck and get it running and everything, because we got to get it all back together. So that's the plan for they're both white, by the way, the white regular cab short bed step side truck, and then the white 2500 long bed V6 truck. So I've never in my life seen a 2500 with a V6. My wife sent me pictures of it and everything, and I'm trying to zoom in and look at everything I can to see what we're getting. I mean, I was getting it anyway. If it run and drove in a truck for $300, I'm buying it. So, she did send a picture of the engine bay. I was proud of her. She sent some pretty good pictures. And I'm sitting there and looking at it, and I guess I should have known that the length of the fan shroud was a dead giveaway. It was a V6, but when you're just flipping through the pictures and all, I just saw the engine bay. I was like, oh, it's a 350. I never would have imagined it would have been a V6 and a 2500. So anyway, that's that. But so this engine will go in the white regular cab short bed, and then I've got that 4.8 over there, and then the guy that bought the wagon's getting the aluminum 5.3. If I hadn't already promised that, I would definitely be using that one. But I already told him, and I try to do what I say I'm gonna do. So I told him, I'd sell him this aluminum 5.3 for the wagon. So I gotta do it. I'm not gonna do that to him. So I've got the 4.8 here that has been sitting here for a while, and I've tried to work on it, and then just get sidetracked and everything. So I think this will be the perfect candidate to go in that 2500 truck. So I'll probably clean it up. It had 706s, I think, on it. So I'll probably take those, clean them up, and then just put this engine together for it, and then swap it and use the transmission and all that's already in it. It's got to be a 4L60, I think. I mean, I guess it could be a $700 R4. I'm not real sure. I don't know, the early 90s Chevrolet trucks that well, but it had like a big gear thing for the speedometer on the tail housing, but it had like the servo on the side like a 4L60. So I really don't know what a 700 R4 looks like. So because I don't really mess with those. I mess with 4L80s and 4L60s and 400s. But anyway, I guess it could be a 700 R4 because it does have a cable, and I guess that would be before it wouldn't be electronic, right? So maybe it is a 700 R4. So anyway, whatever it is, I think I just want to put this engine in there just to get it to a V8, and then a fuel-injected engine and everything. So, and I think it'd be a pretty easy swap, and I've got a few parts so that I could probably use to pull it off. So I think that'll satisfy that white truck, and then the LS6 will satisfy the other one. So I don't know, I'm pretty excited about both of those, but um, so I've gotten from kind of busy to really busy now. So that's that. On the Jeep. On the Jeep, this bracketry came in for the shifter, so me and my cousin are gonna work on that this weekend. Try to get that on. The oil sending unit came for the altimeter gauge, and I think what I'm gonna do is isolate it, because historically, if I've mounted an altimeter one to the engine, they quit after however long because of vibration. So, and then there's the pigtail for the VSS, so, and the transfer case gasket. So hopefully we'll get some more work done on this. I need to check on Mike, see how he's coming with the drive shafts, because that'd be great if we could get some drive shafts for this thing and get it where we could at least not have to push it around the shop. So anyway, I'm about to get to work. I just want to do a quick video and talk about all the trucks I bought this week, and I'm gonna try not to buy one today. So I'm gonna try to get my Cadillac going so I can get it off the list, so I can get going on other stuff, all the other stuff that I've put on myself. So anyway, once it's daylight and whatever, I'll do a video on all that out there. On the Trailblazer, we did order a new pulley for it, so I think it's a 255 pulley is what Michael said to get, and then we got some kind of isolator or something. So I don't know what all is involved with that, but I think I got to pull the snout off maybe and work on that. So we'll be getting more boost. Hopefully it's pressure related in the transmission, and we can get that taken care of, so we can get that. So because I really don't want to have to send that back, because that's just going to be a lot more time that I it's just going to delay it that much more. So anyway, enough talking. I'm going to get to work.